All right, welcome everybody to our TBX Masterclass. This is Dr. Josh Lee. I'm grateful to be with you today. Excited to be here with Millie Mills. Millie, are you on the chat? We're just checking to make sure she is on with us today. Hang tight, everybody. In any case, but welcome, everybody. It's so good to have you with us. We hope that you're enjoying this TBX Masterclass. We're excited to be going through some very important information to help you take your trading to that next level. Looks like Millie is on with us now. She's our official host. She's going to be starting us off today, but I'm just getting things going. She's much better looking. She's a much better motivational speaker than I am. So we're excited to have her on. But it's great to be with you. We're excited for today. Today is day 3 of our TBX Masterclass, and we're excited to go through some very powerful things with you today to hopefully give you some perspective on that long-term vision for your trading, et cetera. So Millie, now that you're on, great to be with you. Folks, if you don't know who Millie is, then you've been sleeping under a rock for like a century, because she is absolutely amazing. You know, she has been one of the more impressive individuals inside of this company that I have had the privilege of get to know better over the last number of years, as I've watched her both on stage, as a trader, worked with her individually. She's absolutely phenomenal. She's a wonderful mother of several children, beautiful children. I had a chance to meet them in person, actually, at one of our recent events. And in any case, she's a great trader, phenomenal motivational speaker. And, you know, this is a person that you definitely want to learn from today. And so she's going to be hosting our call today. She'll be starting us off. But I want to edify her properly too, just to let you know how much of an inspiration that she truly is. And I don't say that just to flatter her or to make her sound good, but she really, really is. If you've ever heard her on stage, she is absolutely phenomenal. So Millie, I'm excited to hear you today, hear what you have to share, and I'll turn the time over to you, and we'll come back here in a bit.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it right back to Dr. Josh Lee, an amazing, amazing dad, leader, I would say brother as well. It is a complete honor to share this moment here on this call. If you're here for the first time, type a 777 in that chat box, because I honestly do not take these calls lightly, because I remember being on a call just like this for the first time. I heard this information, and just the community itself really, really transformed my life to the next level. I would have never thought that I was going to become an educator here in iMastery Academy. And here we are. Sometimes we are hopping on calls, and it's the mindset of how you're looking at this amazing opportunity that can change your life forever. It's the situation where you're in or at right now that is giving you the burning desire to say, I need to try, I need to do something different to change my life. So let's go ahead and blast this chat with some hearts emojis, and let's give it right back to Dr. Josh Lee. He is actually also the creator of the Impulse strategy along Brandon Boyd. And I just want to say that, you know, every time that I am along these two amazing, powerful men, I feel like, it's like, wow, like it's just the way of saying things, their mindset, their stories, and how they just keep going. It inspires me so much as a mom, as a friend, as an educator, as a leader. So I just want to go ahead and pass down those flowers to Dr. Josh Lee and Brandon Boyd. So let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started, and let's find out the reason why all of you are here. Let me go ahead and first off share my screen right over here, and let me share with each and one of you, I am that center. This is the center that you are going to see every single day. And there are three steps that you want to go ahead and follow when you start this journey. A journey of trading, a journey of learning who you are, a journey of learning the habits that you're going to have to change in order for your life to change. But first off, we want to make sure that we learn the language. You see, there's going to be a brand new language that you're going to have to learn in order for you to become the person that you're meant to become. So let me see the word language in that chat box, because we have to change our language. And one of the ways that we're going to change our language is by watching the TBX Academy. This is where we're going to learn what is bullish, what is bearish. I mean, I remember when I first started, I did not know what's a sell, what's a put, what's a buy, what's an indicator. All of these words were like, la, la, learn. But then I started learning about, these languages, indicators. Bullish means market is going up. Bearish means market is going down. In fact, there was a time in my life where I totally got confused. I thought bullish was bear and the bears was bull, right? But with the power of repetition and watching these TBX, sessions, right? I got to learn. I got to sharpen myself better and better and better every single day. Now, when you do finish the TBX Academy, this is where now we're going to go to step 2. And step 2 is actually one of my favorite parts. Let me see the word spice in that chat box. Let me see the word spice in that chat box. If you are ready to get spiced up, because this is where now you are going to have a place where you can hop on any educator's live sessions any time and day. Yes, literally any time and day you can hop on any educator's session. They are going to be live. So as you can see, we have 2 sections here. We have here this part right over here called TBX Go Live Sessions. And we have phenomenal educators that they have embedded so many years of their lives, really understanding this amazing skill set. And now they're able to actually literally change so many people's lives, literally by the way they're teaching it and the strategy that they're using as well. So as you can see, if you notice, we have all of these amazing educators here, right? But right over here, we have here Sunday all the way to Saturday, and we have a schedule. So you don't have to feel forced. You don't have to feel like, oh, I had to hop on this call, but I'm working, but I'm at school, but I'm doing this. No. You set your own schedule, and then you continue to learn when those educators are live. So let's go back right over here, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll down right over here. You're going to see TBX Binary Pro. This is another TBX section. Let me see the word another. We have another TBX section. Now you're probably asking yourself, hey, what's the difference? Well, this section here is also phenomenal. It's also amazing. And as you can see, I'm here. We have other amazing educators as well. And when you enter this section here, you're going to notice that the way we look at the markets is a little bit more different, right? It's a little bit more fast, which means we're able to look at any ideas in the market, and we're able to exit those ideas in 5 minutes and 10 minutes and 15 minutes, very fast, very rapid. So if you kind of like that, the way this section sounds, well, guess what? We have a schedule. You can hop on at the best time that best fits your schedule. So let's go back. Because now we are going to activate the third pillar, which is called strategies. Now, what I like about this part right over here is that there's many different strategies, which means you can choose any strategy that you like. Whichever strategy you feel that works best for you, then guess what? You can learn it every single day. You dive deep into that strategy. So let's go ahead and click TBX, and we're going to go ahead and activate the impulse strategy. This is actually the strategy that I use. And the creator of the impulse strategy, we actually have one of the creators here on the call. And we also have Brandon Boyd as well, which is actually the creator also of the impulse strategy. Now, let me just explain how this strategy briefly works, because I don't want to take too much time away from Dr. Josh Lee, because he's going to break it down. He's the one that created it. He knows, right? He knows the ins and the outs. So this strategy here is a momentum strategy. Let me see the word momentum, force. Where is price actually moving towards to? Is either going up or is either going down. And based on all of these indicators that you do see that are combined together, forming this magical strategy, you're going to be able to know if price is actually going up and enter those bullish ideas. But just because you do see price going up does not mean that you're going to go ahead and click that bullish button because price is going to go up forever. No, the momentum is going up. But you're going to also notice that price also goes down. And via the TBX Academy, via the Go Live sessions, you are going to learn how to spot these movements in the markets and recognize when price is actually on an upward momentum, but at that time that you're looking at it, price is actually going to retrace. These are the words that you're going to learn. Retrace actually is going to go down, and then it's going to give that impulse to the top. So I don't want to take too much time because we have Dr. Josh Lee on the call, and I definitely want him to kind of break this strategy and other amazing things that he's actually going to go ahead and share with each and one of you. So I really, really look forward in seeing you in any educator's lives go live session. And I just want to say congratulations for taking this time out of your life, because your life will never be the same. There's going to be a word. There's going to be something that is going to trigger you to say, I deserve better. And it is time to change my life. So for that being said, Dr. Josh Lee, I'll pass it over to you. Take it over. Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you so much, Millie. And I appreciate you going over that. You know, I love what Millie covered, because part of what she shared there that's a very important to understand is that there are multiple paths, in a sense, to the top, right? Not every single person is going to come in and do the exact same thing and take the exact same steps to get to the top. There's different, the reason why there are multiple educators, the reason why there are multiple strategies, the reason why there's multiple styles of trading is because we all have different personalities. And so each of us, we can maximize our potential, right, by finding that unique approach that really resonates with us. And while Brandon and I, as Millie mentioned, you know, we've developed our own scanner strategy, et cetera, we also recognize that people, they resonate with different styles, different length of trades. Some people are doing binary, other people are doing short-term scalping, other people want to do long-term position trading. There's no inherent right or wrong answer to it. It just depends on what you personally prefer. And I think that's important as you develop your long-term mindset when it comes to trading, to understand right up front that there's no just like you enter here at the gate and all of a sudden everybody does the exact same thing. In fact, you can find that which resonates with you. I liken this to when I was in high school, I used to run track and field. I actually did the decathlon, which was 10 different events. You're throwing the javelin, you're throwing the discus, you're running sprints, you're doing everything, right? And when I did that, though, I found that what I resonated most with, because of my body type and my talents, was I was a sprinter, right? So I wanted to go fast. I wanted to sprint and then be done with the race. But I married a girl, beautiful, blonde, wonderful girl, who was a cross-country runner. And she liked to go just at a moderate jogging pace. And so she did a lot of the long distance things. And so while I was sprinting around, man, I saw her going around the track and I'm like, she's hot, you know, kind of thing. But she was taking a nice slow pace at it. And what that meant is that two people who both like to run were going at a slightly different pace. And this relates to trading because each of us may find a slightly different version of a strategy, of a way to manage your risk, all those kind of things in order to, or that resonates with you personally. Okay. So I think it's important that you understand that right up front, because a lot of times people make the mistake of thinking it's a one size fits all thing, and it's really not. And so that's why we have many different educators in I Am Mastery Academy, and even within the TBX Academy, which is primarily focused on short-term trading, you can find little niches that resonate with you. And we're here to support you every step of the way, no matter which path that you particularly choose. So a couple of things that I want to address today in the time that we have is I want to help you build that long-term vision for yourself and talk about the system and the approach to trading that we utilize ourselves to help us actually go to that point of success within our first 12 months. And what I mean by that is it's not guaranteed that you're going to go from, in a sense, 0 to 100% in 12 months. That time frame is going to be different for every person, depending on how much time you're willing to spend, et cetera. For example, if you went to college and let's just say you were going to get a bachelor's degree, if you take a full-time schedule, most universities here in the United States, it would take approximately 2 semesters per year, and you'd end up with a net effect of 4 years worth of college in order to get that bachelor's degree. But if a person took more classes in each semester or less classes in each semester, naturally that's going to impact how fast they could go through or how might it slow down. I had a brother, for example, who got a master's degree in engineering, and he was busy with family. So he actually took it a little bit slower, and a particular degree that might have taken him 2 years ended up taking him 4 years. And I don't say that as a criticism to him, but to illustrate that things can go at your own pace as well as you progress through this, and that your own trading journey is going to be unique to you. But let me give you a basic idea for journey is going to look like. When you first come into trading, most people are just thinking about the money. They're thinking, I want to make some money. And for most professions, most skill sets, that is one of our primary goals. We want to earn some money. We want to provide for our families. And that's fantastic. So now that we can, in a sense, agree upon that basic foundation that, okay, everybody's in this to essentially learn a skill set so that they can make money. Ultimately, what does it take to build a skill set? For each person, each of us, because of our unique personalities, our strengths, our weaknesses, our natural aptitudes, as well as our maybe less aptitude in certain areas, it's going to differentiate that exact pace of progress. One person might be very hungry and they're working very hard and spending tons of time every day on the charts. Another person says, no, this is just a part-time gig. I'm just looking to make it a little extra money. So naturally, the exact pace of that journey is going to be different. Okay. But each person has to still ask that question of how do I acquire the skill set? So for Brandon and I, we teach a general course called Master the Skill, which focuses in on the foundational skill set of trading, which it basically encompasses technical analysis. Technical analysis means that we're using lines, technical indicators, charts, etc., in order to predict where price is going to go next. We actually don't spend any time on more fundamental analysis type of information. So we don't watch the news. We don't speculate on where we think gold is going to be or where Bitcoin is going to be in 10 years from now. We don't even play around with those kind of speculation because it's just speculation. You could take 100 people in a room and say, where do you think Bitcoin's going to be 10 years from now? And you'll get 100 different answers and they're all just guessing. Nobody knows for sure. And so rather than looking at information that we don't really have a lot of evidence to actually concretely base decision on, we look at mathematical based information. This is called technical information. And we then utilize that as an evidence-based source to make a decision on where we think price is going to go next. And what we do is by looking at that evidence, it tells us what is more likely. Is price going to go up or is it going to go down? Which brings me to my first part here. I'm going to share my screen with you. There we go. And I want to talk about kind of a basic foundational principle here. And that is just to make sure that we all understand this basic definition. You see, when you first come into trading, it's like, well, what is trading in the first place? And I know you've talked about a number of these different things over the last 2 days, but I want us to all be on the same page as we kind of progress through this call. So I want you to ask yourself, what is trading? What does it mean to trade? If you're on the business side, you're going to have customers and potential prospects ask you this question. What is trading? How do you make money? And a lot of people, they don't understand that you can make money when price is actually going down and not just up. Kind of a confusing thing to people. If I purchase something, if I purchase an object and I say, well, how do you make money on this? They would say, well, the value of that object should go up normally, like a piece of real estate, a home or a car or something like that. But unlike homes that you normally do appreciate, they depreciate, right? And so when the value of something goes down, usually you don't make money, you usually lose money. But in the markets, we're able to make money when the market is going down or the price or value of something is going down, not because we make money off the value change, but because we're making a prediction. And this brings us to our definition. Simply put, to trade is to make a prediction on the direction of price movement. So you're not really buying gold and acquiring it and then waiting for 6 months and then selling it. And you say, sweet, the price changed and I made a profit on the value change of that item or of that commodity or something. That's not what we're actually doing. We're actually making a directional prediction. You may place a buy order or a call option in order to predict that price is going to go up, but you've made a directional prediction. Okay. And so you've put money on the line and you're risking a portion of that money, predicting that price is going to go up. If it doesn't go up, some of that money, or you stand to gain some money if it does go in the direction you predict. In a similar sense, if price is going down, we're not worried about the exact value of an item. I place sells all the time. And I know Millie, she places puts on the binary side. And when a price or the value of something goes down, it's not that you're making money on the devaluation of something, but you're making a directional prediction order. So you're saying, I'm putting money on the line and my prediction is that it's going down. And at first that kind of sounds like betting or gambling, but it's really not, because we're involved in a financial space where we are dealing with the fluctuating values of normal tangible things and not just rolling the dice and hoping for the best. And so, but ultimately, it's important to understand that trading is simply making a prediction on the direction of price movement. And it's of anything. So the price movement of what? If it can be on a chart, we can trade it, okay? And so it doesn't matter if you're talking commodities such as gold, oil, or platinum, silver, any of those kind of things, which are commodities. You could deal with indices such as the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, etc. Forex currency pairs, euro to US dollar, British pound to Japanese yen, and any other currency pair combination that you can think of, as well as stocks, futures, and then digital currencies as well, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and many others as well. So ultimately, trading is quite simple, but now if you can put something on a chart, now we can predict the direction. So sometimes price goes up, sometimes price goes down, but the big question that we all need to answer, and this is really where the skill set of trading comes into the picture, and that is, how do you know the likely direction? We can never say with certainty which direction it's going to go. We can try to increase those odds, relatively speaking, and say there's a greater chance of it going in this direction because the evidence is suggesting it, not because Dr. Lee just knows oh so much or Millie Mills knows oh so much. We've got no insider information. We've got no access to anybody in the financial space that says, hey, this is where it's going. We don't have any of that, right? We're looking at the same exact information that you have access to, and we're just using it to base to make our decisions. And so amongst the skill set, you're going to need some tools. So those tools become, in a sense, those assets that you use in order to help you make your decisions. So just as a carpenter is going to have a drill and is going to have a saw and other different tools in order to work the wood and the different things that they have, similarly, as traders, we need different tools, and not all tools are created equal. And so over time, as we've progressed in our knowledge and our own skill set on how to trade in the markets, we've developed certain tools, and this is just one of them that I'll introduce you to, but there are multiple throughout the academy. And even with that, people find and resonate with different ones, and that's totally okay. So take this as just one possibility, but more take home the principle that you need some good technical tools in order to help you make your decisions. So this first tool that I'll just introduce to you to, just as a foundation for our discussion, is Impulse, as Millie mentioned. So what really is Impulse? Well, Impulse, as we mentioned, if trading is predicting price direction, then how do we know price direction? And Impulse is all about making price direction as simple as possible. And so we want to do this using a very simple and simplified arrow-based system. And I won't go through all of these slides with regards to this, but just know as a foundation that Impulse combines over 50 different market variables, calculates all the reasons why price could go up, all the reasons why price could go down, and it gives us arrows on every single candlestick or vertical bar that represents price movement over a period of time. And so we end up looking for up arrows in an uptrend, down arrows in a downtrend. It's honestly that simple. And we have a very simplistic approach to determining the direction and then knowing when to actually take the trade as well as when not to take the trade. Impulse is available across all major assets, et cetera. And it's in all academies as well. Here's a simple example. This is gold on an M15 timeframe chart, and you can see price overall went up, and what we're looking for are times when we're getting up arrows. When you have down arrows in an uptrend, what does that ultimately mean? That means that price is retracing. Millie had mentioned sometimes price retraces against a trend. It pulls back. In an uptrend, that's when the arrows are down, and you're seeing it pull back against the trend. But even in a downtrend, sometimes you're going to see up arrows indicating that the temporary bias is in the upward direction before price is going to move down. This is the Australian dollar to Japanese yen on a 5-minute time frame chart, which simply means that these blue and red vertical bars represent price movement for 5 minutes worth of time. So it kind of keeps a footprint in the sand, if you will, of exactly what happened on the price at that given time. And so as you look forward to the first, in a sense, 12 months of your trading journey, I want you to consider a couple of things. First is you need these tools, okay? And not just Impulse, but you may resonate with a different scanner. We have the Harmonic scanner in the system. We have the Blaze app to help get you started as well, and several others that have been mentioned over the last couple of days to help introduce you to the different tools and resources that you have available to you. And we have people that use all of the above. And so, but as you do so, though, once you have, in a sense, that toolkit, you then need to enhance your knowledge and understanding by developing a system. And so I want to show you over here just one other thing. On each channel for all of the educators on TBX, we all have a specific boot camp that is catered to the trainings that we provide. Now, the reason why they are multiple boot camps, so like for Brandon and I, we'll have a little boot camp here on our favorite sessions. It's a 5-day boot camp that covers the basics of trading. The day 3 talks about TradingView, which is a charting platform. That specific training can help you to understand how to utilize MetaTrader 4 on your phone better. Any kind of charting system, even NinjaTrader, really any charting system that exists out there, you'll become more familiar, as well as when you use it, even on Impulse or any of the Academy scanners, all the drawing tools, how to draw lines on your chart. It'll give you all of that kind of basic information. All right. So day 4 is how to use MT4 if you happen to be trading on that style, as in terms of MT4 versus such as binary. And on day 5, we have the Impulse overview. So we go through that specific training. And then we have an entire library of additional trainings. These ones are on Impulse. If you scroll down, you'll come to the secondary thumbnail, which covers general, what we call master the skill concepts. And if you scroll down even further, we've got a lot of these trainings. They're not redundant. We cover separate topics, and we only favorite ones that will provide unique information that you can access. Now, for many of you who are very, very busy, we have these additional videos actually on every academy called quick concept videos. These little QC or quick concept videos are 5 minutes or less. They cover a specific trading concept, but in a short period of time, almost like YouTube Shorts or Facebook Shorts, things like that. It gives you a very short, concise explanation of what this individual concept is, so that you know, as you're headed to work, getting ready in the morning, getting ready for bed, those kind of things, you can watch a very brief video in 5 minutes or less. Most of them are 2 to 3 minutes or so, but that allows you to very quickly get to the information that you need. So once you start going through this, what you're doing is you're acquiring the knowledge. You see, you need some tools, but you also need knowledge on how to trade. And then you need a system. So this on our little step 3 here, I want to show you this right here. If I can get to the right slide. There we go. You need a systematic approach to your trading. Okay, this systematic approach helps you to kind of organize your thoughts. So there's 4 key questions that you're going to have to answer on every trade you ever take. Okay, whether it's a short-term trade, long-term trade, it doesn't matter. You've got to consider these 4 key elements. The first is risk management. What percentage of your trade do you risk? Second question, price phase and direction. What's that primary direction that price is going to head? And what current price phase is it in? Is it in short-term consolidation, which means is it kind of going flat, or is it in active trending phase? Okay, so once you can identify or answer that question, then you can move to our question number 3, which is trade entry location. Where are we even looking to enter a trade? It's very important to be able to answer that question, because if you don't know where to enter, then you'll enter anywhere. And I love the quote by Zig Ziglar. He says, how do you hit a goal or target that you do not even have? And so we have to, in a sense, know where we're even looking before we can enter the trade, or know where we're even looking for that trade entry reason. And then finally, our question number 4 is trade entry reason. This is a systematic approach that allows you to say, what is that objective trade entry reason? Why am I going to push the button and actually get in the trade to make the prediction that price is either going to go up or down? Unless we can answer these 4 key questions, then something is going to break down. If you take the trade, but you haven't considered risk management, maybe you'll risk too much. Maybe you're risking way too little. Maybe you're not taking advantage of the compound effect. There's different things that, in a sense, fall apart when you don't have a system. So as part of your first 12-month journey, you should start by understanding that you want to have an objective trade system. Understand, however, that this systematic approach to answering the trade question is separate from your strategy. So things like Impulse or any of the scanners in the Academy, they are strategies. They're the specific tools, how to identify that direction. In other words, they are how to answer each of these 4 key categories. How to determine your price phase. For example, the tools and lines and different things that are on Impulse can help you to do so. How do you know the trade entry location? Your strategy helps you to determine that. And so these are the questions. Your strategy is kind of providing that critical answer. All right. And so, and then once you have this down, as you gain that information, you then need to participate in trading itself by participating in what we call live analysis. No, on every channel, well, probably on most of the educator channels, we do live analysis as well as education. So we kind of do some of both. What the live analysis is it helps you to see firsthand how to apply that information in the chart. Now, we don't just call out trades. We're not a signals operation here, but we do want to help you to see firsthand how we would go through and analyze the charts, etc. So for example, on a given day, Brandon and I, we do 5 days a week. We do live analysis every day during the New York session. So we might come onto the chart and we say, okay, as price was retracing down here, we can see down arrows in an overall uptrend per our primary trend line. And as price is pulling back, we're looking for that timing of entry because we want to trade with the trend. We want to trade with that momentum. So we would help to explain in our live analysis session how price is pulling back and where it's breaking out. So as it's pushing out of that downward retracement, in this particular case, this gives us what we refer to as a two-wave pattern. This is a specific pattern that we trade all the time on a daily basis. And then we could talk about confirmations, that trade in for reasons. So we know we're looking at that retest location. We've got an up arrow on impulse, tells us to get in the trade, and then we can trade it and trade with the trend. Okay, so that's just a very brief example of how live analysis goes, is we're looking at the chart and narrating our perspective to give you that firsthand experience, because wisdom cannot come unless you combine knowledge and experience. Okay, but you want the right kind of knowledge and the right kind of experience to lead you to the right kind of wisdom. Because as the old saying goes, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, right? There's different ways of saying it, but that's the basic gist, is that ultimately we want to learn the correct information, the best way to understand technical analysis. We want to apply it under guidance with our various educators, and then ultimately get to that point where you feel confident and competent at actually going out and trading on your own. We want to teach you how to fish, not just hand you fish. So we're not a signal service. We are an education service where we're trying to help you take your trading to that next level and hand you a skill set that no one can ever take away from you. My background as a doctor, once I graduated, guess what? I was a doctor basically for life. I have to do continuing education and all that kind of thing. But ultimately, that's information that nobody can just take out of my brain. And in a similar sense, when it comes to trading, once you understand this, all of a sudden the power's in your hands. You have the ability to then take it wherever you want to go. For some people, they want it to be a little part-time income. For other people, they want to do it full-time. For me, I wanted to do it full-time. And so the goal for each individual is going to be unique. It's going to be different, et cetera. And so as we get close to wrapping up this session today, I really want to emphasize just one final thing. And that is my own personal journey started about 6 years ago. And as you consider your journey forward, what I would invite you to consider is that it takes time, right? Each person is going to go at a different pace. Some are sprinters and they get there real fast. Others are kind of the slow pace. They're the cross-country runners and they're going to go a little bit slower pace. But in either style, ultimately, they're going to it's going to take time. For both is my point. And so for myself, the first 3 years or so is when I was having to learn how to master the skill myself. And that process, though, has continued even to this day, where there is no question in my mind, even from today to 3 years ago, I understand the charts so much better now than I ever did back then. So recognize as you go on this journey that it's a lifetime of progress. There's a reason why most licensed professions, such as being a doctor, an attorney, or any kind of specialist, why they require continuing education as part of their licenses and professions. And while you're not a licensed trader or anything like that in this academy or by learning how to trade, the principle is what you want to understand, and that is to treat this as continuing education. You learn how to trade, certainly you can become successful at your own pace, but ultimately it's that continuing progress that you make that's only just going to make your life a lot easier. But my encouragement to you is that we believe you can get there. If you get the right information, gain the experience, and develop that market wisdom, ultimately it has the potential to take your trading really wherever you want to go. We can't make specific income claims or guarantees, nor would we ever, because ultimately the individual path is going to look different for every person. If I had 100 people in a room, they all told me they wanted to run a marathon, I wouldn't walk around the room and say, oh, here's the exact time that you're all going to get. Every person is going to be a little bit different. They come with different disciplines. They come with different aptitudes, talent. Some people are just going to be naturally very fast. Other people are going to be a little bit slower. But guess what? If you work hard and continue to persist, you can finish the race. That's what we believe every person can do. So come with us. We're here every day to help you take your trading to that next level. And as part of this masterclass, what we want to really focus in here on this third day is that long-term vision, and to make sure that you're, number one, taking advantage of the tools and resources that are available to you, both through the scanners and resources like that, those kind of tools, as well as the Go Live education, right? If you don't tune in and plug into the Go Live educators, then you're not capitalizing and being resourceful at utilizing that resource. And so we believe that you can win. We'll be here each and every day. And so we'll wrap up today's session. Thanks so much for being with us today. And Millie, if you're still on there, which I'm not sure if she is still on, we'll go ahead and wrap up today's session. But thank you all for being on this call. Type some sevens in the chat if you took value from today's discussion and from this TBX Masterclass. Go ahead and type sevens in the chat or fire emojis. We really appreciate and believe in each and every one of you. Every one of us as TBX educators will continue to be here each and every day to help you succeed. We've been here. We've done that. We've already been doing the things that we're asking you to do, that we're inviting you to do, that we're welcoming you to do. And so make sure and do your part, plug into the right resources, and we'll be here every step of the way to help you succeed. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And Henry, if you're there as well, you can end us off with some good music, etc. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you.